Hello, my name is Maria Del Monte. I'm a teacher and educational psychologist. In this video, I will give you some tips of how to keep your audience engaged. Engagement refers to the degree of attention, curiosity, interest we are giving to an activity. It is related with our motivation and also with a state that is called flow. Flow is a concept that was developed by Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, and he explained that this is a state you can get while you are doing certain activities. In this state, you are totally absorbed by what you're doing, and the sense of time seems to disappear. Also, you're totally engaged, and it's associated with positive emotions. And why is flow so important? Engagement so important? Well, this author, Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, he did a study, and he said that the happiness is related with the moments of flow. So, if we want to bring positive emotions to the audience, and also we want to keep our audience engaged, paying attention, focus, it's important to get into the state. And how to realize that your audience is engaged? Well, there are different types of engaged. When your audience is engaged, you will see this in three aspects. First, the cognitive. Second, the emotional. And third, the behavior. Cognition, emotion, and behavior, they go together. It's difficult to differentiate them. But this is a theoretical framework just to understand if your audience is engaged or not. So, some cognitive signs. First, they will make questions that show interest. They will show signs of understanding what you are saying. Also, they will seek challenge and they will go beyond the task. Being engaged, being in flow, is associated with positive emotions. So you might see that your audience is showing signs of excitement, of being happy, of feeling safe and belong, and also expression of interest. Sometimes where your audience do like this with the heads is because they are following you. An engaged audience pays attention, writes down notes, answers when you make a question. Have you ever made a question in an audience and you are like, "Creak, creak," no one answers? Also, they laugh at your joke and they complete the assignment you give. Some signs of not engagement are looking at the clock, being in a passive position corporally, and your eyes are daydreaming, they are somewhere else. Well, these are signs your audience is getting bored. When we do a presentation, we need to be aware about the signs of engagement of our audience. In this way, this will let us introduce some changes of what we are doing. If your audience is not engaged, don't become in a circle of frustration. Just keep on going and try new things. We can learn skills. Now I will give you some tips about how to create engagement in your audience. One of the conditions for getting into the flow is having high challenge and high skills in the task. So before you're going to prepare the presentation, try to get to know who are you going to talk to. Get to know them, and also what level of knowledge do they have about what you're going to speak. If you get too difficult, they will get anxious. If you get too easy, they will get bored. So it's very important to create presentation that adapts to the needs of your beginnings and endings are crucial moments in a presentation. When you begin, the emotions you create will invite or not people to continue listening. And also when you finish, the emotions people take from what you have exposed, this is how they will value what you do. What happens in the middle of the presentation will tend to be forget, but what happened in the beginning and in the end is crucial. So let's see how you can face these moments. Begin presenting yourself, showing who you are and why you are there, what's your purpose, and what's the non-verbals when you do this. So try to stand up straight to show that you're confident and that you know what you're going to do. This will bring feelings of safety in the audience. Also, watch out how you are standing. For example, do not stand up with your arms crossing. In this way, you are showing you don't want to interact. You're putting a barrier. So try to stay open so that they want to listen to you. Also, when you begin, explain what you are going to do, which steps you're going to follow. This will bring a roadmap to your audience and they are prepared to what's going to happen. And begin with something that arouses curiosity. You can use different strategies. You can use storytelling, humor, or any quote you want to begin with. We need to prepare and give time to a good ending. This is the emotion people will take from what we have said. So we need to create a summary so that people understand that they have learned and they take something from our presentation. Also, we have to say quotes and ideas that create a sense of finality. Some things you can do is, for example, creating reflections about things we can look into the future. You can lay them down a challenge, something they can do in the future after what they have learned. You can also begin to a quote you use in the beginning or to some joke or something you did in the beginning and bring it back into the end. And other thing you can do is reinforce what's important of what you have said. Engage your audience first with your eyes and with your corporal language. So pay attention. Who are you looking at when you are exposing? Sometimes we will naturally go into those people who are paying attention to us. But let's not go into the trap and give your attention to everyone. Try to look at people's eyes. In this way, you are inviting them to follow you and to participate. Storytelling is a powerful resource because it includes our emotions. And when you think about the story you want to include, think about the impact you want it to have in your audience. Also, think that the time of attention is very short, so don't make it too long, not too short. And also include a conflict, present the characters, and put emotions in what you are saying. Create a communication with your audience and keep them active. It's not a monologue. You don't have to speak all the time and they are listening. You can create interactions, so you can ask someone to participate. You can create a question. You can also invite someone to volunteer or to give an example. Also, you can ask them to stand up and to move. This will activate them. Humor is a great tool for your presentation. It will help you build rapport with people. Also, they will be able to see the human side on yourself. You are not standing as an intellectual that doesn't connect with them. You are getting more close. Also, humor helps you to see the good things of reality, and it will bring positive emotions such as joy and hope. And when you do a joke, those days dreamers that they were not paying attention to what you were saying, they will say, oh, there's something interesting happening there, and you will get them with you to continue listening. We are 90% visual beings, so including images is worth 1,000 words. So try to think on pictures that bring emotional content to the audience. Also, try to bring illustrations that represents the concepts you are explaining. This will make people understand and want to continue. And finally, the how is more important than the content. So pay attention how you are transmitting what you want to transmit. There are some things that are more important than others and we need to emphasize them. Also pay attention to the volume of your voice. If you are too low, this will invite people to go to sleep. If you are too high, this will put people nervous. So try to pay attention to your tone of voice, and also there are moments you will have to go high and others you will have to go down to create interest. You have to use pauses as well. Don't speak all the time. Sometimes you need to make a pause to show people that this concept is important. And last but not least, keep it simple. Complicated things, we don't want to listen to them. We don't want trouble. We want to have a pleasant experience. So, this is your focus to create pleasant emotions in your audience.